Hi guys and welcome to Bomb Anime.
It's your girl Ruka.
A big boy Summer here, bringing you our part 2 of Hot or Not, Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World.
Okay, so this anime...
Anime is a very loose term here.
It's got entire elements to it, let's just say it like that. It is not PG, it's definitely 18 plus. So I actually really like that when Michio runs out of MP, he loses the will to do anything. Like, it's almost like he goes into depression. And also the option of having different jobs and being able to slot them and remove them with skills that are relevant to each of them. I did like the way that you could do that. It reminds me of some games that I've played.
Yeah, I really like that system as well. Like, being able to interchange between job classes and whatnot is a pretty cool mechanic. And yes, we watched the uncensored version because there is another version out there that is censored, which came to me about halfway through watching this, so I didn't let Ruka know, to be honest. I was enjoying I wanted the full uncut version, you know, that full version, full fat milk in it, full fat.
Okay, so the second time he had to kill was impressive. The way that he was timing his strikes, reducing the blood splatter so that it wouldn't affect the other people that were in the room, and trying to get rid of the noise. It was so interesting. And then on top of that, it also played on his conscience, which meant that episode 1 wasn't just fleeting emotions never to be seen again, because I was worried about that when we watched episode 1. But it followed through. It still bothered him. By showing us this, it showed that it was a learning curve or a development. I don't know if you can say it's a development when it comes to like murdering people and not feeling anything. There was a learning curve.
Yeah, I mean, that episode, or to be honest, that few episodes where he was stalking his prey, getting intel, doing all of that stuff before he even did the deed and went out getting rid of bandits, was actually pure genius. It was a great level of story writing there where you actually got the sense of realism in that situation. And then when he actually did do the deed inside the main bandit's house and he was quiet, he planned his steps, he chose who to kill, where and when, which steps he would take, what level of collateral damage he was willing to accept. There was a lot of situational timing as well. It was actually really brilliant, and it made this anime stand out for more than its other parts in that sense. I did feel like they kind of dropped off from that and then started focusing more on its more adult parts, which to me was a little bit of a shame, if I am honest, because you could have had both. You didn't have to pick between the two. I would still like to be seeing him go for bandits now, not just killing monsters in the labyrinth.
I have to agree with you there. It had a really strong start to the anime, and then it did seem to just start concentrating on the more explicit things. I mean, if that's why you're here, then it's definitely something that you should check out if that's why you're here. But you want a story with your X-rated content, then go right ahead. It actually did shock me with how explicit it actually went, because I didn't think it was going to be quite like this. It was dressed as an anime, but it's more a hentai. However, in saying that, I did like that although we did know which way it's going, I mean, it has harem in the title, he didn't run around buying slaves every episode. He had just Roxanne for the majority of the anime. So I did appreciate that they didn't just lay it on thick when it came to that.
Yeah, another thing that they did for me was I felt like as the anime was going on, it was getting lazier and lazier. It was explaining 1 or 2 points per episode and then getting right into the nookie. Look, we still don't know who Michio is, what his past life was really like. Like, we got little snippets maybe here and there. Also, the wider world itself hasn't really been explored. And then I feel like they promised Neverlanded us in the end, where they were like, you get a girl, here's another girl, here's another girl. All right, story done. That kind of situation, which really irk me a little bit, because they did so well for like 10 episodes and then decided that the last 2 episodes were going to be a little bit slapdash, thank you, do you want a 3 situation or now a 5 or 6 situation? You know what I mean? It was like a little bit, don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude. I'm okay with the adult stuff. I'm okay with the explicit stuff, to be honest. I'm not going to say I'm a connoisseur, but I've been around the block about that sort of stuff. However, if I'm watching an anime I'm watching the anime for the anime and the story, because we are here about the story, and it getting lazier and lazier was a little bit annoying for me.
I also can't help but agree with you there as well. It did seem to get lazier, especially in the last couple of episodes, and especially the last 2 minutes of the final episode. It was just, I feel like probably half of the last episode was just all smut, which was a shame. But I do want to talk about some of the other things that I did enjoy. The equivalent exchange power that he has was nuts. That way, it was creepy. It was shocking. I think it shocked him so much that's why he didn't use it again since the last time that he used it. And this was used in the episode where he helped out Alan to protect his business from some bandits that were trying to attack the premises. It was crazy. Also, it was messed up that he has to work out to cure his exhaustion. But it was also quite funny. It's not fair, but it made me laugh. And also, I found that the way that Michio lives was really interesting for an MC. He's one of the MCs that want to hide who he is and what he can do, and actually did it really successfully all throughout the anime. He never got caught doing anything. Nobody guessed what he can do. I really thought that at least once he would get caught teleporting, because he just teleports in and out in the labyrinth, but the way that the labyrinth is set up, you don't really see many other people when you're exploring it, which makes me feel like they're really, really massive. Because in the beginnings of them, like in the entrance, you can see so many people, but there's a real lack of running into each other. So I liked that he could actually hide who he was and nobody knew. And also the slow way that they explored the labyrinths reminded me a little bit of Danmachi.
Yeah, I agree with that. But back to when he was protecting Alan's residence and his business. I was really saddened by the episode in the sense that 3 or 2 episodes beforehand, we had him calculating. We had him sorting out bandits and going to them and bringing the fight to them. Now that he was on the defensive, it seemed a bit too easy and too quick. Like, the only thing that was actually good about that is what Ruki said, the equivalent exchange. And like, if I'm honest, after watching most of the episodes afterwards, I can't even remember what he did, because they filled it up with so much other things, but quickly and without care, that it's like, ugh, okay, that happened. It feels like I was watching 2 separate animes in that sense. One beginning with H and one actually an anime. So it was a bit disheartening. And also, Alan didn't really give that much of, he didn't seem as grateful as I thought he should have been, considering that he just saved your business from bandits and stopped you from using your own resources or damaging your merchandise or losing it. Do you get what I mean? And it just felt a bit like, okay, you've done all your good bits now. And I feel it was from then that it went downhill for me, because I thought it was going to be epic. I was actually looking forward to it, because they left that the first bit on the cliffhanger, and I was like, yeah, they're going to do the same thing again, and they didn't.
To the verdict. So last time we both said it was hot from the first episode. Big Boy Sama, what do you think of this overall? Was it hot or a waste of time?
Look, it's not a waste of time, because they did some really good things. I just hope if they get a season 2, it's going to be better. So I'm going to give it a hot, but it's not on the high side of hot for me.
For me, it started out as a hot and it devolved into a big, massive waste of time. I didn't really enjoy it because by the time I got to the last episode, I sat here and I was like, what was the plot of the anime? Not really sure. And then it really was great in the beginning. Like you said, he was strategizing, he was fighting, and then in the end, I don't even know what he was doing. I don't know what his goal was. I don't know who he is. It felt like the anime lost focus and started concentrating too much on the first episodes were really good, and he even managed to kill people who were way more powerful than he was based on his strategy alone. But then, like, what is he doing? Killing rabbits in the labyrinth? So there you have it. Big Boy Sama has gone for a hot, but a very low end on the scale, and I've gone for a waste of time.
So thanks guys for listening, and don't forget to look at our Instagram. It's Bomb Anime Insta, all one word. Peace.